What's going on there, guys? Today we got a superset for triceps today. We're going to do some cables. We're going to do a bench and a chair. Doesn't look like much, but we're going to make it work today. Stick around. All right, here we go. Today we are going to use just something very, very simple. Again, this is kind of working your way down. Now we're going into just kicking the living snot out of it and getting that good pump that we're all trying to die for here. So get yourself a couple of handles. What we're going to do is this is going to be this version here. Imagine like you're curling. We're going to curl from the outside and we're going to curl up towards our center, right? Reverse that. So we're going to grip from here and we're going to come out. Now it's similar to ropes. When we do ropes, we're more hammered and then we come out. A lot of things that I notice is when people do a rope version, at the end, coming down, always think of a rope like you're cracking a belt. You know, just that snap and you're cracking a belt. That's what you're trying to do when you do ropes. If you're coming down and doing ropes and at the end you go like this, where you're coming here and you go and you're just doing that, you're obviously what you're freaking doing here. Don't do that to yourself. Don't sit there jerking yourself off. You're working wrists and forearms. You come down, crack the belt, back up. This should never change at all, okay? This should stay here, clock out, clock in. It should not be doing any of this stuff, okay? But anyways, that's ropes. This is gonna help you simulate it a little bit. So we're gonna go reverse here. We're gonna open them up and come out wide here. So here to here, all right? Then, as soon as we're done there, we're gonna do 10 there. Then you're gonna lean forward and you're gonna imagine like coming from the forehead, still gonna be hammered here and like you're pushing it out in front of you. So it's coming in and you're pushing it out, all right? So you're working on more of that drive of the elbow, okay? We're breaking things down. Like I've said before many, many times, you're gonna work the whole muscle, let it be the tricep, the pec, the bicep, the quads, whatever. You're gonna work that whole muscle, but there's a primary and a secondary. And there's ways of knowing what portion of it you're working. I'll give you a prime example right here. And the last thing we're gonna do is reverse dips. Now with those, here's your example. If you flex your arm, put your arm straight down by your side, flex your tricep. You can feel how everything's just super tight, right? And that long head in the back of the tricep is just like the whole thing's just engulfed in blood. And it's just great. It feels great, right? Okay, here's the trick. Flex tricep. Keep it flexed. Start raising your arm up. At a certain point, you're going to feel where that engagement isn't quite locked in like what it is down here. Okay. Well, that right there is telling you that this is the primary. So that right there, that's the primary. Once we start coming up and you start feeling it fade away, well, we're going to start getting into here. All right? So that's just a way for you to just, even as you're watching this video, flex your tricep. Wow, I can feel that. So what we're going to do is we're going to burn out sections to where we can get all three. So we're going to go 10, 10, and 10. All right? Enough talking. Here we go. You guys should have been able to get that figured out. Hope you did. If not, here's your example. So we're going to be here, right? So I'm going to keep it close to the body. I'm not coming here and then pulling. Keep it close to the body. Out. Oh yeah. Now I'm going to go to the forehead. Here, out in front. Oh, at that point they're cooking. So we're going to do a set of 10 here. Whew. All right, round one is done. Like I said, these are great at the end. You'll really, really feel it. I mean, you will feel that whole tricep just whoa, engulf. So, like I've mentioned before, These are great for that balloon. We've ripped and torn the balloon, so now you can inflate it as far as it possibly can. Now we're inflating it, okay? So this is kind of where our bodybuilder side comes into play, or hypertrophy comes into play. When I was doing these, like I said, elbow, shoulder, I'm bent, and I'm here, and I'm opening. So there, opening. It's just right there, like I'm trying to curl. Here, some people curl this way. Open that up. And then it's forehead and it's out. It's really easy to pull here and then want to pull real tight with the triceps and bring it back in. Don't. You're pushing away from your forehead. All right, so it's the same thing. You're kind of down here and away. And then obviously reverse dips. I mean, straightforward and basic right there. That is a great finisher. You know what I mean? It's kind of a neutral-ish grip, and you're pumping out whatever's left, you know. If you can handle it with, you know, plates on it and all that, I would say then you're not handling this heavy enough. Because, you know, if I wasn't doing this, obviously I'd be having somebody, I'd have, you know, Jenny down here putting 45s in my lap. But that's not the point. I want the body weight. I want to be to the point where body weight's it. You know, so I did enough here. I'm doing enough there to where normally people would quit at that point and go, all right, good enough. Well, let's live in that fire. You gotta pay the piper here a little bit. Go over and finish it up over here, okay? So, let's get that next round in. And again, you're shooting for 10, 10, 10. So it's a total of 30. If you feel like, you know, I can get a little bit more, but the thing is, you want to finish that either the third or the fourth set with 10. You might be able to start off and go, oh man, I can get like 12 or 15, great. But at the end of the third or fourth set, depending on how far you feel like taking this, do you still have some in the tank to be able to get a full set of 10? So don't just 10 and the 10 and the 10. If you want to do it that way, you know, then it's like go up heavy on the weight and then try to do it again. It's not a bad way of doing it, but that's not how I'm doing it in this one. And again, you don't have to follow exactly what I got going on. Take this, roll with it, make it your own, and that's all I can hope for. If you guys can do that and you take this and you run with it and it's something that it works for you and you start gaining a little bit on the tape measure on the guns, hey man, that's what I'm here for. So let's do another set. If I can get the damn things done. Okay, here we go. Fucker. Being a little pain in the ass. All right, here we go. Right to there. Open. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Okay, forehead. Haven't done these in a while. And man, do they feel good. Oh yeah. Loving it. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. Now, you should be fried. Oh, but we gotta make sure. Get every last little bit. Here we go. Woo! Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Ooh, and you will, oh, feel it, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You hear that? You hear that clippity clop, clippity clop? Because I got the horseshoes, baby. Oh. I hope you guys are doing good, man. Whew. Long work day, but it is always a good feeling being able to, you know, come down here to the old Strength Family Basement, and just throw some weights around. You know what I mean? Just let out the day. You know, just, it's therapy. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there, same thing. It's just good therapy. And sometimes, say you're having those bad days, man. Tell you what, you always got to make it either down into your basement or at the gym. Why? Well, mental health. There's so many times I've talked to people, and I've been that way very rarely, but if I've been that way where it's like, I just don't feel like working out. Just a really bad day. It's like, I just don't feel like working out. I feel like going for a drive. We've all been there, but it's some of the best times to go, to just go take it out on the weights. Say you had a bad day, or you got into a fight with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, and it's just like, and you can sit on the couch and sit in a chair and soak in ice cream and, Oreos and chocolate milk. Does it really help? Sometimes, yeah. But, this is so much more therapy, for the mind. And I mean, what's better when you have a shitty day like that and all of a sudden you set a PR? You go to your squats and all of a sudden you gain, 5 pounds, or you hit that PR that, you've been stuck at for 6 months, and all of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere. It just turned that shitty day into a good day. And then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? Day wasn't too bad. It's amazing what it can do for you. It's absolutely amazing what it can do for you. All right, another set. Here we go. Ooh, man. Let's see if we can get another 10 and 10 and 10 here. I'm getting it out on the reverse dips, but man, I can tell I haven't done these in a bit. Oh, because I went lighter on the weights thinking, I'll be able to do that. Oh my gosh. All right, enough complaining. Let's get this done. Here we go. Yeah. Oh. Oh, just for some agony. All right, here we go. Oh, whoop. Oh. Woo. Oh. Good stuff, good stuff. And that's what I mean by the body weight side of it. This is more or less where you should be killing yourself. That, think of it this way. Get a rag, dunk it in water, right? And we're gonna just try to wring out as much fucking water as we can. Every last little drop of water that you can get out of that rag, right? This is what does it, okay? A lot of people out there fall into this problem of, let's just say, even on reps, like you're bench pressing, and you get to maybe 6, and it slows down, to push yourself to that number 7. Well, that right there is what takes you over the limit. Some people are afraid to do it either. It might be a safety thing. Maybe you don't have safeties up or there's no spot or something like that. Hey, I totally get it. You're doing the right thing. But the nice thing is when you go a little bit lighter with stuff like this, you can go to that failure point. And a lot of people start feeling that burn and it's just like, oh man, that burn, okay, I'm done. No, live in that fire. Your body, the muscles are kind of like a callus. The body's going to make up as much as it needs that it thinks it needs for your physical demand, right? So if you're somebody who works with their hands all day, you're going to be calloused up big time. I mean, they're just going to feel like sandpaper and, they're just going to be rough hands. Well, that's what's going on in the muscles, right? You're putting yourself through that kind of torture. The body's going to compensate for it by giving you more muscle. We rip and tear, right? And that's through the strength side. We rip, we tear, we're trying to put that muscle back, well, allow that muscle to grow back to rip and tear the skin and allow it to come back more calloused. Well, then this is kind of like still rubbing a little bit of sandpaper on a bloody wound, you know what I mean, to make sure it calluses up really good. And that might be a little bleh of a way of doing it, but it's just to pack as much in there as we possibly can. And if you can go to that failure point, man, it's a great place mentally to go to, because you can take yourself there, and then as soon as you hit that next set, you take yourself there, and then you put it all on the line. It's a good feeling to know that, hey, I just gave 100% to something, because how many times throughout the day are we actually giving 100% on just about anything, So it's nice to be able to do that to yourself, kind of know where your limits are and see if you can improve on those limits. Let it be, super high weights where, hey, I hit 600-700 pounds on my squat, or I hit 400 or 500 pounds on my bench, which are all great. But being able to do this too, it's a good thing. Like I said, mentally, it just puts you in a good place. Yeah, I got done. You feel your arms are super pumped. Everything feels nice and swole. You go to the mirror and it's like, man, I wish I looked like that all the time, just walking around. Well, it gives you a goal to strive for, right? I mean, all of a sudden you see it and it's like, oh man, what do I measure when I'm cold? Oh man, I measure, 16 inches when I'm cold. Okay, what do you measure when you're all pumped up? I got 16 and a half. That means my arm will get to 16 and a half, but I just have to keep training it so I can, and you can see how that mentally, you just start carving yourself a new goal. So keep it going. Keep loving what you do in the lifting rooms, down in the basement, at the gym, so on and so forth. And that's what Strength Family is all about, is fitness, making sure everybody out there is doing well, lifting hard, giving you maybe some guidance along the way, giving you some new things to try on your journey of either expanding those tapes and trying to get the biggest arms you can, or maybe even just getting in the gym and getting some fitness going. You might only have 15-20 minutes to have something in, but you're getting something in. And again, it's mentally helping you, it's physically helping you, and you're becoming more durable in life, and you're becoming stronger as a lifter. It's just so many beautiful things. So thank you guys for sticking around. Please like and subscribe, and we will end up putting some more up. Just keep on feeding the machine, my man. All right, you guys take care. Ooh, stay swole.